Today, we're diving into something truly remarkable, a medieval vision that pictures the epic battle for the human soul not as some silent internal struggle, but as this grand cosmic opera.
It's a wild idea, right? But think about it. This isn't just a clever metaphor. For one medieval visionary, this was the literal soundscape of salvation. A conflict fought not with swords and shields, but with songs and harmony.
So the story kicks off with this absolutely spectacular scene. The sky is described as being very bright, and it's just filled with the sound of all these different voices singing together in perfect harmony. And this isn't just random noise, It's a carefully orchestrated performance, a symphony praising all the different celestial orders.
The whole symphony begins with this beautiful tribute to Mary. It sets this incredibly pure and divine tone right from the start. It's like before you even get a hint of conflict, you're grounded in the highest form of virtue.
And then the music starts to build. Next up, we hear from the apostles. And listen to how they're described, like a military cohort, this powerful, organized force for good. It adds this whole other layer of strength and purpose to the heavenly orchestra.
And then, bam, the crescendo hits. The martyrs join in with this incredibly powerful line, reminding everyone of their ultimate sacrifice. So what you get is this amazing montage of heavenly voices all singing together in perfect, joyous harmony.
But just as you're soaking in this perfect symphony, this one single dissonant note just cuts right through. One voice starts singing a completely different tune, a song of sorrow.
So who is this? Why is there sadness smack dab in the middle of heaven's perfect concert? Well, this single voice is what introduces the central conflict of the entire story. It's the cry of a soul in deep, deep distress.
And this is that voice. It's the voice of the soul, who's basically our main character, and it feels trapped, totally burdened by its life on earth. It knows its divine origins, that it ought to be daughters of the king, but it feels completely lost in the shadow of sins.
And you can really feel the struggle here. The soul isn't just a little sad. It's exhausted from fighting against its own physical body, this garment of this life. It's such a relatable cry for help, and it perfectly sets the stage for the epic battle that's about to unfold.
Now, that lament from the soul, it does not go unheard. In fact, its cry summons two incredibly powerful and opposing forces to the stage, the sneaky temptation of the devil and the strong, steady chorus of the virtues.
So, now the soul is caught between two completely different songs. You've got one voice offering an easy way out through worldly pleasures, and you have this whole chorus offering a much harder path, but one that leads to divine truth.
The devil goes first, and his offer is slick, simple, and direct. He doesn't threaten, he tempts. Serve the world, he says, promising all the things people crave: acceptance, status, great honor. It's a really powerful and alluring melody, you have to admit.
But the virtues immediately fire back with a song of sorrow and warning. They don't see the soul as a potential servant of the world, they see it as a lost sheep of the word. Their song isn't about getting honor, it's about the real danger of straying from the right path.
And then, the leader of the virtues steps forward. This is humility, who's called the Queen of the Virtues. And she doesn't just sing a warning to the soul, she rallies her fellow virtues. She's like a general, calling them all to action to save this lost soul and guide it toward the real prize, the happy crowning of perseverance.
Okay, so let's take a quick pause here. Why a musical? Why is this whole spiritual drama set up as a performance? Well, it turns out the music itself is the key to understanding the whole thing. See, this musical performance is way more than just background music. According to the text, it's the actual instrument of salvation. Divine harmony isn't just pretty to listen to, it's a force. It actively works to overcome evil and guide people back to the right path. This divine music has a three-part superpower. First, it softens hard hearts, making them open to change. Second, it actually summons the Holy Spirit. And finally, it casts out all darkness and purifies the soul. It's a real, active, transformative force.
All right, so with the power of this divine music on its side, and with the virtues all rallied to its cause, how does this grand opera actually end for our struggling soul? Well, the resolution is swift, it's powerful, and it is definitive.
First things first, the devil, with his tempting little song about worldly honor, is defeated. His music gets silenced, and he is bound.
And our hero, the soul, which started this whole journey in absolute despair, comes out on top. Triumphant. It chose the right song to follow.
But how was this victory won? Well, it wasn't through pride or brute strength. The secret weapon was humility, the queen of virtues who led the charge and basically provided the medicine for the soul's wounds.
The entire performance ends with this massive, triumphant shout from the virtues. The battle is over, harmony is back, and the old serpent has been taken down, not by force, but by the sheer power of virtuous song.
So, to wrap it all up, this incredible vision turns spiritual warfare into a full-blown cosmic opera. The main conflict boils down to a choice between two songs: the devil's tempting offer of worldly honor versus the virtue's call to divine truth. The key to winning, we learn, is humility, showing that real strength comes from knowing your place in the grand scheme of things. And finally, the music itself is this powerful divine force that can literally heal hearts and cast out darkness.
And that really leaves us with a final thought to chew on. If the soul's journey is a song, what kind of music are we creating with our own lives? With our choices, our struggles, our virtues, what story is our song ultimately telling?